It's one where you can be competitive in certain windows.
And this is actually the opposite sides that they played in the previous matchup. Shy actually did pick this into Impact, and one of the things that is, very preferential to the Nico is the additional range.
What you're telling me is a skill check against the Shy initiated by Impact.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, Impact has not been the problem for
Agreed.
TL in this tournament. And even on the other side of that matchup, Impact was down in farm, but was, holding out okay. And I think that is what you want to ask from a guy like Impact against the Shy. If you are not giving up solo kills, if you're not monumentally behind, you're going to be pretty pleased, I think, with his performance.
You think I'm being incredulous? I'm just saying 2 world champions, a skill check? Why not?
Okay.
Throw that gauntlet
I see
down.
the twinkle in your eye.
It's MSI, baby. This is where you throw down those gauntlets. This is the arena where these guys are going to do battle here yet again, and we are about to hop into Summoner's Rift to see how it all plays out. Playing the opposite sides of that matchup is always so fun to see between two players, especially when it could be so volatile like this one.
And this is actually so interesting. Glacial Augment for Impact. This leads me to believe it may be an AP Nico, not the on-hit. I do think this is going to be the Super Soaker Spooky Ghost style of build. Maybe he's going to show something out there, though.
As we make our way on to Summoner's Rift, I want to continue the conversation that you brought up right before we transitioned in, Azael, because the Glacial Augment, the idea of the AP Nico over the on-hit, I actually personally like this for Team Liquid because on-hit Nico depends so much on having that side lane control, so much on being able to have that priority. If she doesn't have it, she's a big caster minion. And being able to have the AP, the opportunity for the big pop blossom in a team fight, I think gives Liquid more avenues to play with.
And that's more their style. This is almost more the Kennen cosplay where you're trying to push outside lanes and then come for that big team fight, look for the big AoE ultimate. And I do think that is more where a player like Impact has often succeeded. So I'm going to be very interested to see how he's going to perform. And also against Shy, who has taken very lane-focused runes, Airy, as well as Taste for Blood and Scorch. That is about as lane-focused as you get on Kennen.
And matchup-wise, when we first saw this matchup, as you guys mentioned in the reverse case in the first round robin between Team Liquid and Invictus Gaming, I thought it would be AP top lane Nico, because if you think about why to run the Nico into Kennen and where Kennen struggles, the reason why something like Victor hurts is because Victor can wave clear and push from range. That's what AP Nico can do. You don't have to get in for those third hit auto attacks.
The Nico trolled me so hard. I'm watching this.
I know I saw you getting excited.
Yeah, my eyes got really wide. I looked up top. I was like, oh my gosh, is this the lane? No, it's
you
Nico
almost pulled the Vedius.
Just Nico things. She will
don't wanna
be
do
in
that.
top
Two
side.
double lifts!
OMG! But it is Nico top side, of course. Balon here in the bottom side, walking through the river there. Core JJ and Double Lift not going to step up and try to contest that one. Jackie Love and Balon on the Lovers duo there in the bottom lane. We've seen them play this duo plenty of times before, and they are very adept at it. Ward placed down by IG on the Team Liquid red buff. We'll see Xmithy there.
Yeah, deep vision on this path will actually reveal that a 3-buff potential is possible for IG if they want it, because this path is very much walls into red, into the Krugs up top for quick level 3. So that's what's been revealed. So that's both Kennen with the expectation of a gank soon, and Ning knowing he can just take an enemy blue buff if he wants it.
Ning moving towards that, but looks like he's going to take a pit stop here for the Scuttle Crab first. Make sure that he grabs up that one, as Xmithy is still going to be going for those Krugs. Finishing that camp up does take a little bit longer there early on because you have to kill the little ones. Take a couple seconds to pop out there as the larger ones die. And mid lane, Rookie versus Jensen. I want to talk about Jensen here real quick because he's a player who's been so heaven or hell so far in MSI. As bottom side, Double Lift and Core JJ going to take a little bit of damage there from Jackie and Baolong.
Now remember, this is level 3 path here from Ning. He's already mid.
Jensen taking a lot of damage. Ning wants to hit the Sonic Wave. He's got it! And resonating strike means first blood over to Invictus Gaming. Flash out from Ning to stay safe.
And that is the level 3 3-camp Krugs path. Red, Krugs, as well as that Scuttle gets you level 3 straight to mid. And the Smite Q there onto Jensen.
Meanwhile, bottom side, the knockup comes through. Double Lift's in some trouble. One more auto attack should do it, and Baolon finds the kill, dashing back to the safety of Jackie Love.
And IG already asserting their dominance. 2v2 kill on the bottom side. First blood in the mid lane Things looking grim already here for Liquid.
And this is the tragedy for Team Liquid. So many people looked at this team, but let's look at the mid lane here yet again and see how Ning did it.
Exactly, Ning had options. He could have gone for a blue suit. Instead,
That is
as you
sick.
mentioned, the smite onto the caster minion to guarantee the Q. But in the bot lane, this is just a pure 2v2. The shield there, the door was being held, but wasn't quite strong enough. They got damage past it, and now more brawling.
Bottom side, Xmithy's trying to make the
TP
play
coming
on the
in.
Invictus Gaming bottom lane, but now with TP coming in, Xmithy could be in some trouble. Rookie made his way into the fight, able to find the Rune Prison down onto the TL jungler. Flash out is not enough, and Team Liquid will find their third death this game. IG dominating this early game.
Yeah, IG looking to make short work here of TL. They are getting mopped up right now. A great TP from Rookie, able to easily answer that pressure on the bottom side from Smithy.
And I wanted to mention it earlier, but I didn't get a chance because so much action broke out. But so often people talked about Team Liquid's bottom lane being their best spot. When things like this happen, it's hard to make that really pop off.
And I mean, this gank, how is this ever going to work? Look where Doublelift is in comparison to where Smithy is. Smithy is so far ahead of the marksman. You're never going to have enough damage with just Smithy and Core JJ there. That was never going to happen.
And the concerning thing is that IG are posing questions that TL can't answer with their successful ganks, but also answering TL's one attempt at a proactive move. It's actually very unfortunate that Smithy has to flash as well, doesn't get out and loses some gank attempt pressure in other lanes.
And the sad part here is that Impact is actually, laning solidly again against the Shy here. Going even, tit for tat, they're up in that top lane, but meanwhile, the map has already fallen apart around him. Mid, bot, and jungle have all died.
Smithy will now fire off that Scryer's Bloom to see Baolan and Ning moving up towards him here yet again. Invictus Gaming with full control over the priority in the bottom lane. Means Jackie Love is able to shove this one up. Feels pretty safe at the same time. Scuttle Crab, second one spawning there down in the bottom side of the river, which means easy control for IG and Ning specifically, who already has the Tiamat on the Lee Sin. He'll be clearing the camps out very rapidly and continuing to deal damage and apply pressure to these lanes. Looking for Jensen here in the mid lane yet again, but Xmithy's going to show up there for the counter gank. Showing up, trying to make it happen. Shockwave comes out. Invictus Gaming now retreating, not able to find anything. Good heads up there from Xmithy.
Yeah, the counter gank here will keep everyone alive. Ning walking up, posturing, knows he's strong. He's actually going to keep chasing onto Smithy with the level lead.
Yeah, exactly. You can chase after this guy knowing you have not only the level lead, but a significant gold lead. The early Tiamat going to give a lot of power here to Ning.
Yeah, that means a lot. Remember when you're looking at jungle itemization, the jungle item without the jewel in it doesn't do anything against players. Ning could be in some trouble here, though. Finds the Dragon's Rage onto Xmithy, going to be keeping him away with that one. Trying to stay alive, and he'll get over the wall, but not in time to evade the auto attack coming out from Jensen. That'll make it a 1-for-1 trade there, as Rookie takes the blast cone to get himself away.
Comes
But he
Impact.
could be caught between Impact and Jensen. Instead, he manages to navigate the fog and get himself to safety.
Still, TL will be happy to take that one. That's a shutdown and a blue buff onto Jensen in a 1-for-1 trade. Yes, Jensen lost some farm to the turret, but certainly from a disadvantage, you will be happy about this one. And here it is again, Ning trying to flex on Smithy here. He is the level up. The Unburrow was on point from Smithy, denying the Q damage though.
And Rookie tries to take a super direct path to get that first kill, but by the time they get it, it's already in 1-for-1 territory as the clockwork wind-up order over the wall will answer it. Bot lane, despite the kills, CS is going to be even for now between Doublelift and Jackie Love. But just zooming out a little bit and talk about how this early game has gone, one thing I want to posit that talks about the difference between these two teams is that when you see things like Ning, who, like we were alluding at the time, could have taken a free blue and gotten out and gone for a 3 buff in North America and in the LCK, you take that because it's guaranteed. You know there's no chance of being contested.
Safe
but that's not how you play, and that's how not Invictus Gaming plays at this pace. They go for the gank that requires a skill expression, the 70% play, instead of 100% blue buff, and that's the innate difference between some regions.
And that is the most special thing I think about IG, is that they are always willing to take that skill test. And they are going to come out on top 9 times out of 10 in those skill plays, in those skill matchups. Pulling off ganks like the Smite Q to get first blood in the mid lane.
And bottom lane, you can see, despite the fact that Doublelift's doing a good job staying even on farm, never mind, top side, we got some action breaking out. The Shy popping the ulti, Impact going to be doing the same, and they both come out about equally worse for wear. but Ning recognizes the opportunity to go for the Infernal Drake here. He can solo this one down rather effectively. Balon will rotate over just to make sure there's not any sort of trouble brewing, and that's Infernal over to the side of IG.
The thing about skill tests, Azael, is that what's left for the person that loses it is definitely going to be a lot of emotive feelings, but also summoners that can be returned to for a damn long time, and that's just been the way that China love to roll, and it's something that G2 have definitely taken a nod from.
Certainly have, and IG, bad going to worse there for TL as they are going to grab that Infernal. It's going to be up to Smithy to try to protect these lanes, to try to keep them somewhat in this game, because Varus, Braum, Orianna, these sorts of champions alongside Nico do have a very powerful team fight, and there will be opportunities in the later stages of the game to win those. That being said, one of the most terrifying things about IG is not only the advantage they have, but how decisive they are and how many forms of hard engage they're going to be able to have. Not only the Lee Sin looking for a kick, but Bao Lan on his signature Rakan is going to be such a strong engager.
Ning is waiting to see if there's an opportunity down here in the bottom lane. JJ and Doublelift will shove that out, but instead they're just going to back away. They don't want to force anything any deeper. There is a ward behind them just outside of the range of their turret that keeps an eye on where they're at. Balon and Ning still both hanging around, giving the illusion it's only Jackie Love here. Teleport not available on either IG solo laner to get involved in one of these fights if they break out, but rookies will soon be up.
Sort of thing that is keep 100% uptime on, and it gives you options when those teleports are back. Right now, like you mentioned, Flowers, not going to be able to be exploited. Smithy not going to be able to path around the Rift Herald, spawns it very, very shortly. Blue buff transfer, a little bit of normalcy. Again, the CS totals don't really tell the story of this game just yet. Damage has been done, but it's not mortal on Team Liquid at 10 minutes.
No, they will certainly have their shots in this game, and the fact that the pace has somewhat slowed down, I think, does help them out in that regard. IG has not taken those early kills and completely run things over.
Good job there from Rookie. Interrupting Jensen's back. He was standing on top of the zombie ward. Rookie sees the disrespect in that one, wants to make it a little bit more inconvenient for him to go back and make that purchase as he'll step up and continue trying to clear out the wave. Smithy waiting over the wall. Could seek an opportunity for a gank here as Rookie steps up to go after the caster minions, but once again, Smithy just goes after these situations that have a low chance of turning into much.
On the top side as Ning lies in wait. The thing I want to talk about with the mid lane is because of that TP advantage, I love the fact that Rookie says the only time you get it back is when you bring your jungler and actually get help with the push. I'm going to make you accountable for every other back. I appreciate that because with the advantage there and the ability to TP and get an item advantage whenever he wants, it's another thing Jensen has to call his jungler for. That's not a kill.
I do think, though, Smithy deserves some credit in being able to move around the map and protect these lanes, even just threaten something.
1v1 in the mid lane. Jensen's able to get a turret shot onto Rookie with a well-placed shockwave, but considering he's almost out of mana, doesn't want to continue this fight any longer right now. Rookie gets himself away, and both are going to be hurting pretty bad after that one.
Yeah, and Jensen will be able to push this up because he has that blue buff. He will regen his mana back and be able to stay relevant here. This is a cannon wave, so Rookie's just going to TP back in.
But Ning is already there. He's able to make the flash into the Sonic Wave, resonating strike. Jensen with a flash of his own is going to stay alive.
Yeah, the barrier there just barely keeping Jensen alive. Command Protect plus barrier, as well as the Trade of Summoners, does keep him alive, but you can see the damage Ning is putting out. That is a completed warrior plus the Tiamat this early on. This Lee Sin is here to play.
IG aren't happy enough with potentially being the first team to go 10-0 in groups. They want to go for another title of cleanest Lee Sin for Ning, and he's getting close. He's definitely putting some thoughts out there. Jensen TPs to the second turret just for safety.
Exactly. That is showing how scared you are of a potential dive. He sees that damage, now knows he has no defensive summoners. You're not going to mess around with that. If you TP all the way in and get flash rooted into another Lee Sin gank, you are toast.
Nice shop timing. He's got the stopwatch and the Luden's done, so at least now he has a bit of safety, even if it's not the flash. The heal available with the Unsealed Spellbook as well.
I will give it over to Team Liquid. I'm impressed with their farming so far. Shockwave's going to come out there in the mid lane from Jensen. Rookie having a flash away. Smithy coming in now too. Ning going in forward after that Rek'Sai here once again. Both top laners going to be taken away into the fray. Smithy trying to go in. It's Impact showing up there now. He's going to be disguised. He's finding the initiation. And Team Liquid's able to find so many kills. A double kill over to the top laner. Doublelift's going to clean up one onto Ning as well. And 4 are dead on the side of Invictus Gaming.
Impact makes the robe and finds the miracle ultimate there, hitting 4 members of IG with the Pop Blossom, and they're gonna get the Rift Herald too.
This is exactly why we said the AP style seems to fit Impact more. Come in, join up for the team fights, don't worry about that solo lane split push domination as much, and he shows exactly why it can work. Awesome play coming out from him.
Absolutely, the boom shakalaka moment when we hit the replay is going to be so cool to watch. He didn't have a teleport, that was just a good old honest roam, but the timing is what made it oh so effective.
And all of a sudden now, TL sitting slightly ahead in gold. They have the Rift Herald. This game moving back to normalcy, and this is something that TL fans have been waiting for. An honest shot at a mid and late game against these top teams. And here it is one more time, Smithy with the well-timed Unburrow. But you can see Impact in his Smithy cosplay moving down, Flash ultimate.
Now, they wouldn't have been surprised there was Smithy on the screen, but the flash and assertiveness that the AP Nico provided was important. That was a huge amount of momentum swing, which what was causing the potential for this to be just another IG march forward.
Yeah, and you know, it is such a nice play from Impact there, and that does show off some of the potential AoE that they can get going in these team fights. He has the Hex Tech GLP. He will be building towards the Spooky Ghost that is going to help him land that initial CC to try to set up a team fight.
But the thing about AP Nico and burst comps that we've seen this tournament is they often haven't worked because the fool me once, yep, that definitely worked, but twice, 3 times, you're going to need another 2 of those to ravage a team fight, so we'll wait and see if TL can recreate it after surprising IG.
Quick use of the Herald after securing it there in the bottom lane for Team Liquid. They recognize IG was back. This is their chance to make sure they get the charge off from Shelly, put some damage onto the turret. Plates have already fallen. We're 15 minutes into the game, so no extra gold to be acquired there, and Team Liquid will have to back away.
And no extra gold, and Rookie and Ning in the area. They had been warded out, so if they were to go forward, the Realm Warp plus that Lee Sin coming in was a possibility that TL certainly had to respect.
It looks like a lazy Rift Herald, but actually if you remove the turret play time and look how they had deep vision, as you can see on the minimap, very deep onto this side. This reminds me of an old school Rift Herald where you know it's going to get a charge, where you have both the tremor sense and deep vision to see any potential rotations, and they do get the turret after all.
And if you're a Team Liquid fan, you're happy with the events of the last minute and a half or so. Not only did they find the team fight, not only did they grab themselves that Rift Herald, but now with first turret, they're still in a good spot. But you've got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, it's IG. This is the 7-0 team, and if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Exactly, and while as TL you want to group up and have these organized team fights, IG is not always going to let you. They can play this split push to perfection. Rookie in a side lane with Ning and Baolan collapsing and picking off TL members left and right is certainly a reality that we could soon be in.
Definitely. If you ask me, how does this game look like if IG win it? It's Team Liquid being lost in rotation multiple times because IG, they got Realm Warp, they have the ability to play 3 lanes very comfortably and their own engage tool. So with all of that in consideration, you can't skip steps moving around the map as TL.
And that's another reason why I think that the Rek'Sai is such a critical pick for TL. It's not only the early game pressure, it's the ability of the Prey Seeker to check bushes, it's the ability of the Tremor Sense to track movement and have a better shot on the side of TL of not getting picked off by these incredible players who can find you slipping at a moment's notice.
And I'll specifically been watching it Jensen because this Orianna has so often been caught in rotation during MSI 2019 and play-ins. You need to be ushered forward. Xmithy being the bodyguard for the Ori is not a half bad idea.
Core JJ and Xmithy moving up in the top side river here. They have a lot of Team Liquid members nearby, so they're not too afraid just yet. Impact making his way up towards the top half of the map now as well. 17 minutes in, Rift Herald's already been taken, still no Baron to fight over. Team Liquid see the opportunity to make a siege happen onto what's left of the Tier 1 turret here of Invictus Gaming. Impact moving up into the jungle, clearing out one of those control wards, just giving IG one little extra thing to think about while that mid lane's cleared out.
Again, a very ordered play. They were staying towards the bot side where they already had the map littered up. Nice stuff so far. Again, very Gen G-esque. I think Core JJ in his element in games like this, trying to make it as square as possible. And to their credit, Team Liquid at 17 minutes, slender gold lead, and IG for now are actually leashed despite being off the leash all tournament.
And Look at the bottom part of the map right now. You can see that Team Liquid wants Impact to continue split pushing there in the bottom lane. They've got wards set up for him in the Krug camp, on the back part of the red buff, in that tri-brush as well. They want to see who's heading down, and right now it's Rookie looking to make a play with the Realm Warp. Impact could be in some trouble here, goes into the Pop Blossom, but the damage is true! Impact tries to get himself away, but he's going to be cut down by the shot.
Absolutely nice play with the Realm Warp. That's the difference between Ori and Rise. Rise can make those plays himself. Had the flash to go over the wall, but I think quickly understood that with the timing and the Rune Prison, he wasn't getting away with it, so holds onto the flash for another big play.
Yeah, and you can see Rookie was anticipating it. Phase Rush was already procced. He was looking to run around behind him as well, so I do think it's a good hold on the flash there from Impact, but this is the way IG will get control back of this game, that they can certainly crush through TL. But for the side of TL, this is comfort across the board here. You know, when you're looking at a side laner for Impact who can push out, then join for the team fights. You're looking at a solid team fighting mid and bot lane, and you're looking at this jungler who can help to control and play around vision.
The one thing I like about watching Rookie, about watching IG, not only is he an incredibly talented player, but he's willing to play for the team, make these rotations, and collapse to set everybody up.
I think it's a very important thing for them to do, because what I'm looking for from IG in this perspective right now is to set up more scenarios where this makes sense. Notice that was with the Nico pushing into an inner turret in bot on enemy territory. You can also invade with all your playmaking, get down deep vision, and go for a TP play of your own.
And now this is about the Infernal, but Doublelift is going to have to TP down to join the team. IG already has the inside track on this, and we'll see if TL want to challenge, because this will be a potential double Infernal advantage for IG.
This could be a play with big team fighting ultimates coming in. The Shy is over the wall. He has Flash and Slicing Maelstrom ready to go. IG already securing the Infernal Drake, take the opportunity to back themselves away. They don't want to force a needless fight. Yeah, this is a scrappy team, but they already got what they came for.
And that is such a big deal there for IG. They have helped to secure the late game for themselves with these Street Dragons that they have. Yes, the gold is pretty close, but double Infernal plus the Mountain Dragon, not only is that helping you to take the Baron, the amount of extra burst coming through when you are building damage across the board here is going to be very, very relevant.
You can see Rookie and Ning potentially looking for a chance to Realm Warp on top of Impact there yet again. They are going to be spotted out by the control ward, so that one won't succeed this time around. Meanwhile, Team Liquid recognize the opportunity to move into the top side of the IG jungle, drop down some wards of their own, and provide some cover for Doublelift as he pushes into the tier 1.
And one thing to remember as the game goes on is that the Shy and Rookie can go to one lane. For example, the only TP lane, Impact, and go for a piggyback gank where you both attack one person and then both teleport to be at a Baron fight. That's a unique advantage with the summoner spells to keep track of as the game goes on.
Yeah, it certainly is. For Jensen, I mean, he does have that teleport with the summoner spellbook, but you are not a split pusher on the Orianna. At most, you are an answer the wave, rejoin the team. And every time you do that, that rotation that you have to make between the lanes leaves you vulnerable to be getting collapsed on, to be getting realm warped on by these players and picked off.
Jackie Level continue pushing up here in the mid lane. Has Balon waiting just over the wall in case Team Liquid goes for some sort of an engage. 2 items completed now on this Xayah. 2 items critically also completed across the board on Impact. The Super Soaker Spooky Ghosts are now up and running, and that means more initiation potential for TL, who are now going to find that chance, maybe on the Balon. Looking to stack up that Braum passage, but won't be able to get it, and he gets to safety.
But even a chunk out like that gets a deep ward onto the dregs of this outer mid lane turret coming through from IG. The cool thing about the Twin Shadows is that whether you're in an offensive position, you start a Baron, you pop Twin Shadows, you try to pick someone, or you lose vision in an area and use Twin Shadows for 2 kind of search out wards, it can be used in both scenarios. And we expect, when you look at these inventories, as vision gets exhausted and has to be replenished, things like that can actually allow you to skip over a back timing that you couldn't take because the Twin Shadows buys you the extra 10 seconds.
And I think that's such a good point, because especially in coordination with that Rek'Sai, there are so many ways then to check those rushes, to feel safe making those movements between the lanes, and to try to keep track of Ning and Baolan, who will punish you if you are caught slipping.
Definitely feels like they're writing an exam and they wrote some notes on their cuffs here. They can always refer to those. TL walks up. They've warded around this area, but you always have to worry about an IG flank.
Team Liquid very far forward. Thing's gonna be caught out now though. Forced to flash away defensively. Xmithy looking to go after him, gonna be taken very low. Forced to go into the stopwatch, but Ning goes down. Xmithy gets himself away to safety. Plenty of damage finding its way onto Rookie now as well. Impact doesn't want to go any further. Team Liquid already used that Nico ultimate here. Finding not going to find its way onto anyone. Rookie below half HP, and Team Liquid come out on top of the fight.
Yeah, not only is it the kill, they got the TP off of Shy there also, which is pretty big, and Teal can look to threaten in this area. They can re-establish vision control and try to get IG to be checking into them and playing on the wrong side of the vision.
Note at home, only 2 control wards are on the deadly Sin. They bought one just now on Rise. There's no ability for IG to contest vision, but TL for their own side is going to push out and look for a better time.
Impact will constantly be fishing, trying to find these routes onto Invictus Gaming players. Remember, if he can pass it through a couple of minions, it roots for such an incredible duration. IG are not a team to be easily caught off guard, though. Although they did lose one in that last fight, they didn't take exceptional losses. It's not like they're going to overcommit to a fight that's already lost. They managed to cut those losses rather effectively, and they're still in a spot where they're able to go blow for blow with TN.
You do have to point out, though, it does feel like JackeyLove is just finding more farm. He is, around 1,000 gold ahead of Doublelift here, and that certainly can be relevant. Doublelift, has closed the gap somewhat, but JackeyLove is closing in on that 3-item spike for Xayah, and as you get towards that IE Essence Reaver, as well as your Zeal item, you are so powerful in these team fights, and Doublelift, with a low mobility champion here, is certainly someone that can be jumped onto and picked off, where the Xayah has more agency on her own.
But ladies and gentlemen, we're pushing on to the point where TL has to starting the Baron and turning with these vision exhaustion moments. Again, look at the inventories. Only a control ward on the Rakan. If IG look to try to contest vision, they're a very squishy lineup. There is no super tank to walk up, so pushing out your waves is what we see IG doing. When they start being pushed out, that's where TL want to move and try to force that back.
Exactly, and TL have to be able to make that decision. Do you answer side waves, or do you actually start up the objective? Because if you are sitting there waffling back and forth, unable to decide what to do, you are in trouble. And look at that 1v1 there. Rookie putting out so much damage so easily, and he has the 2-level advantage, as well as plus 80 CS over Impact.
And the question becomes, if this game goes on another 10 minutes longer, if Team Liquid is not able to find an opportunity to force the issue and set the pace of the game themselves, who's ever going to answer this Rise in a side lane? Who's going to be able to deal with Rookie? Because I don't think there is someone.
I mean, you talk about a game state where IG, despite right now having no Baron control, take the Baron, then the 1-3-1 is almost unanswerable. So right now, TL have to take their opportunities. Ning's on the flank.
TL getting caught in a Fencer attack. Valon's able to find the initiation. Ning's got the kick down onto Doublelift, who's going to be in some trouble. Shy into multiple people. That's a slicing maelstrom if I've ever seen one. Team Liquid going to be losing some carries. Impact makes his way into the fight, but Jackie lets the feathers fly and gets himself out of danger. Xmithy and Core JJ still looking to find the kill, but they won't be able to do it. And Invictus Gaming prove why they're the reigning world champions.
They destroy TL. 4-4-0 there, wiping Doublelift off the map as Ning is in the right place at the right time, and they're going to Baron.
We said Team Liquid needed to be able to find some sort of an issue to force, dictate the pace of the game. IG says, let us show you how it's done. They were slightly behind, but now, baby, they are oh so far ahead. Baron plus a 3,000 gold lead for IG.
Team Liquid had the opportunity to make this game about their Baron turn. Instead, they tried to answer IG's ace in the hole, their ability to play 3 lanes. And during those answers, the proactive team, once again at MSI 2019, takes the spoils. They wipe out Team Liquid, and that reality, the one with the Baron buff and 3 lanes, it's now.
And that's why playing against a team like IG are so terrifying. You have to be decisive, because the longer you give them, the more likely they are to find a play like this, to set up the ability to collapse on you from multiple angles. And we saw that right here. Ning coming around from behind, right as Baolan is ready to come in from the side. Their team makes the collapse faster. The TP is in earlier. Doublelift kicked right into the squad, and despite his flash, he cannot escape from the Shy, who has flash to follow.
Exactly. It's Orianna and Varus. We've talked about this multiple times. They need predictable team fights. A ninja behind you and a secondary TP from your top laner is not the reactive scenario they wanted. So unfortunately, big advantage now. And look at this gold graph. It was all within the grasp, and out of nowhere, you kind of clap your hands and see it changed so quickly.
And IG is not the kind of team to sit around and slowly build those small leads like we discussed last game, mentioning SKT and that more traditional risk-averse playstyle. This is the kind of team that says, we've got Baron, let me show you what a tower dive looks like now. I want to see specifically how they play out the next 2 minutes of this Baron power play. 2,500 gold already a lead they've got from it, and you can guarantee they're looking for more.
I mean, we've seen IG so many times. First team fight win is the Baron. Second team fight win, that's the game.
They're pushing up here onto the mid lane tier 1, which has stood the test of time so far, but that test is quickly going to ramp up in difficulty as the Shy and Jackie Love will stand near this cannon minion, allow it to put those pot shots in. Ning will be putting in some solo work on the bottom lane tier 2. That will fall around the same time. 4 turrets now that count for Invictus Gaming. 6,000 the total lead. IG pushing 4 man middle, 1 in the bottom lane. Somebody's got to go deal with Ning. It's going to be Impact, but that means your big team fighter, your surprise initiation, is not available in mid. And that means IG have no fear. Xmithie over the wall might be ready to do something, but Liquid recognizes this is not a fight they win.
I mean, look at the top right corner of your screen. It's a 5,000 gold Baron buff power play already, and they're going to break the base.
IG does not stop, and Liquid finds no opportunity to pull the trigger to make it happen. Rookie's going in. Core JJ down to 20% HP. Redemption to make sure he stays alive, but it's 2 inhibitors in the dirt for Team Liquid. Invictus Gaming are pushing straight into the heart of the base.
Yeah, Invictus looking like they just want to close this one out. TL not feeling like they can look for the engage. No strong form of surprise engage is available on this team, but they may just have to go for it.
Ning's got the flash. He's looking for the Dragon's Rage. Able to find it down onto Impact. Going to be bursted down instead. Double is going to find that kill, but it's 1 Nexus turret out of the picture. IG continuing to press forward. They are in a 4 versus 5, but it doesn't even appear to bother them too much. Xmithie tunneling forward, looking to find the flash. Play instead going to be killed instantly. Liquid not on the same page, and IG hits him with the whole damn book. Core JJ's gone, Impact's gone, Team Liquid is gone, and Invictus Gaming will go 8-0.
Invictus Gaming absolutely turning it up in this game. Close